Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Crack Grade B. मेरा नाम है ऋषभ and let's begin today's session for PIB Revision February Part 3, The End. Okay, आज सभा का समापन हो जाएगा. February revision will be over for both ESI and PIB. And we will cover our ESI news as usual from tomorrow 11 AM onwards. जो 2 दिन अभी हम लोग बैकलॉग में चल रहे हैं, we will cover everything tomorrow. So let's start the PIB session. Okay, lot of good mornings. Good morning, Isha. Good morning, Abhi. Good morning, Anshu. Good morning, Aniket. Good morning, Gaurav. Good morning, Nivedita. Good morning, Monica. Very good morning to everyone. Okay, let's start the class. So, number 1, the foundational literacy and numeracy report. बहुत सारे नंबर हैं. Too much numbers are there. If you or rankings are there. If you want, if you can remember, but it's not that much necessary for ESI at least. बट स्टिल जो जरूरी है उसके ऊपर बात कर लेते हैं. तो फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी एंड न्यूमरेसी रिपोर्ट इज अबाउट ऑब्वियसली फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी 3 to the first 5 years we have to talk about. Good morning, Madhuri Jha. Okay, the first 5 years of the primary stage where the children learn about basic reading and addition, subtraction, etc. Okay, तो ये second edition है. Point number 1. The second edition of report was released at the India Dialogue Conference organized by Institute of Competitiveness and US Asia Technology Management Center, Stanford University. Remember where it was introduced. This is India Dialogue in New Delhi. Okay, sorry, India Dialogue. Okay, now released by Chairman of the Economic Advisory Council, Vivek Debroi, EAC to the Prime Minister, Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister कौन है इस समय? Vivek Debroi. And key highlights are that index of foundational learning presents a comprehensive evidence-backed view factors during India's low learning outcome in early grades and outlines pathway for improvement. ठीक है, तो it will give you data so that you can improve upon how to go ahead with foundational literacy. Okay, तो category wise learning है small state, UTs, large state, ठीक है, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट. ये 4 कैटेगरीज हैं. Mostly categories are divided on the number of foundational children, means up to 10 years तक जो children है, how much is the population of up to 10 years children. On that basis these states are defined. The small state है जहाँ कम है थोड़ी population, a large state where the population is more, and UTs the UTs है, and northeastern states are the eight northeastern states in India. Okay, so for small states Punjab has the highest score. For large state, West Bengal has the highest score. For UTs, Puducherry has the highest score. And for northeastern state, Sikkim has the highest score. ठीक है, तो बस highest score याद रखना. Highest score for large West Bengal, for small Punjab. For UT it is Puducherry and then Delhi, and then northeastern region के लिए it is Sikkim. Now these are the numbers, means the range between which the marks were given. So small state में 34 was the lowest, 64 was the highest for Punjab. Last state में lowest 37, highest 54. Northeast में smallest 29, largest highest score 56, and in UT 38 smallest and 54 is the largest. ये range है, you don't have to remember these ranges, just for your knowledge it is here. Try to remember these 5 things about the report. Okay, about the report. अब ये 36 indicators है. Remember this, there are 36 indicators across 5 broad domains. ये domains क्या हैं? Educational infrastructure, access to education, basic health, learning outcome and governance. So these are the 5 key domains on which this whole exercise took place and the rankings were given. Infra, access to education, basic health, learning outcome and governance. अब हर in every domain there is a marks assigned. Just remember हर domain में top पे कौन था. That's all. Okay, for access to education it was West Bengal that scored around 68. Okay, for educational infrastructure Punjab was the top. For educational infrastructure Punjab was at the top, around 98%, then followed by Delhi. Okay. Then basic health. Who was at the top? Puducherry was at the top, above 90%. For learning outcome, who was at the top? Punjab, 96.36. Okay. तो खाली top states जो है in every category, just remember that. For mostly तुम्हें पंजाब वेस्ट बंगाल मिलेंगे लास्ट स्टेट की कैटेगरी में. West Bengal is there. For learning outcome, it is Punjab. For basic health, it is Puducherry. And for educational infrastructure, Punjab and then Delhi. Okay. And for governance, means this pillar has the lowest. Now remember this, the lowest average across all the categories. Only 21 marks were scored by combined states. और 21 में से भी सिर्फ 16 states ऐसे जो 21 से ज्यादा marks लेके आए थे. Okay, Bihar has scored the highest in large scale category, whereas Northeastern region, Sikkim leads at 38. No need to remember this, just remember Bihar has the highest score in this category of governance for education. Foundational level literacy के लिए बिहार का सबसे ज्यादा है governance में role. Just remember this. There are too much numbers. Okay, now sources. Any budget after 2019, NFHS 5 and educational indexes like UDISC, these were the sources to come across the data points and prepare an extensive report about foundational literacy. ठीक है. Methodology क्या थी? Principal component analysis and the population of children aged 10 and below were considered to categorize states into large states, small states, etc. ठीक है. Don't try to mug up all the details like marks, how much percentage every state got. Just remember the top states and that's it. Okay. Now again this news. Extension of the term of 22nd Law Commission. Okay, so Union Cabinet chaired by Honorable PM has extended the 22nd Law Commission up to 31st of August 2024. It was going to end on 20th of February 2023. इसका tenure पूरा हो गया था. 3-year period tenure was over. It was formed on 2020. It is a non-statutory, non-constitutional body, fully executive. Whenever the government wants, government establishes it. 1955 में first time बना था. It was established. It was originally constituted in 1955, and law commissions are used to basically contribute towards progressive legislative development in the country. ठीक है. Obsolete laws को study करता है, remove करता है law commission. But the reports are non-binding. Okay, composition is around 12 members will be there, including the chairperson. 5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12. 1 full-time chairperson, 2 secretary, 4 full-time members, and 5 part-time members. Take it, 12 total members will be there. Okay, and the chairperson name is Justice Rituraj Awasthi. If you remember the name, we have discussed about him. ठीक है, Justice Rituraj Awasthi is the full-time chairperson. Okay, functions are simple. Identification of law which no longer relevant and recommending for repeal. Suggesting laws for new legislation. Considering and convening government its views on any subject related to law and judicial administration. Considering the request for providing research to any foreign country. Okay. The preparing and submitting the report to the central government and performing any other function that is assigned by the center government. तो इतना काम है. बेसिक काम यही है that they have to review all the legislations of the country and suggest any changes if they want. Okay, but it is non-binding on the government. Now 13th installment of PM Kisan. 11th तक के बारे में तो इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में भी दिया है. 13th it is. 11th and 12th installments under scheme were given in the May and October last year. ठीक है. 16,800 करोड़ रुपए दिए गए हैं टोटल directly into the account. So what is PM Kisan? 6,000 rupees every 4 months, means 2,000 rupees every 4 months. So total 6,000 rupees are transferred directly to the farmers. Any land holding farmer. Some exceptions are there. If you are in a government job with C grade C and above, then you will not be able to take the benefits of PM Kisan. Start कब हुई थी? 2019 from Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur. Okay. So list of exclusions are all institutional landholders, and farmer family with one or more member belonging to either constitutional post, MP, MLA, mayor, judge, central government, state government employees, means grade A, grade B level, high level employees, ठीक है, जिनकी मंथली पेंशन 10,000 रुपए से ज्यादा है. Okay. Lower group employees like Group D, MTS, whose pensions are not that much, they can be eligible to get benefits under PM किसान. तो अगर हाई लेवल की जॉब है आपकी, या आपको पेंशन मिल रही 10,000 से ज्यादा, या MP, MLA एक्सेट्रा है, और anyone in your say family is, then you will not get PM किसान. Exceptions you should remember. ऐसे तो सबको मिल ही रहा है for PM किसान 6,000 rupees. Earlier it was, there were some inclusion issues, क्योंकि पहले सिर्फ स्मॉल एंड मार्जिनल फार्मर्स को मिलता था, अब सारे फार्मर्स को पीएम किसान की स्कीम में पैसे मिलते हैं. ओके, इट इज 100% सेंट्रली फंडेड. नाउ PMEGP स्कीम, अगेन वी कम अक्रॉस इट. इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम है, तो देख लेते हैं. The loan amount of 300 crore was sanctioned for 3,000 beneficiaries in Rajasthan. Now this may not be important, this number, but PMEGP is important. ठीक है, PMEGP launched in 2008 by merging two previous schemes, PM रोजगार योजना, रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम. तो PM एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम हो गया ये. Okay, for manufacturing unit 50 lakh rupees, for services unit 20 lakh rupees are given by the government as incentives. ठीक है. Now, what are the objectives? To generate employment opportunities in rural as well as urban centers of the country, to bring together widely dispersed traditional artisan, rural and urban unemployed youth and give them सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज. इसीलिए 50 लाख और 20 लाख रुपए देती है गवर्नमेंट, सो दैट दे कैन स्टार्ट देयर ओन बिजनेस. अब सर्विस सेक्टर में क्या कर सकते हैं? फॉर एग्जांपल, दे कैन स्टार्ट अ फोटो स्टेट शॉप और अ प्रिंट शॉप और अ साइबर कैफे, समथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके, इफ दे आर नॉट दैट स्किल्ड, उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. टू इंक्रीज द वेज अर्निंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ आर्टिसंस एंड कंट्रीब्यूट टू इंक्रीज इन द ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ रूरल एंड अर्बन एम्प्लॉयमेंट. ओके, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, एवरीवन नोज KVIC. अब इसको गोल कर लेना अपने उसमें, दैट scheme document that PMEGP was mentioned in PIB recently, so it becomes important. So mark it in your scheme document. Okay, implementation by KVIC in state KVIC, state KVIB, etc. The duration will be up to 2025-26, same as Finance Commission 15 Finance Commission. Okay, कितना outlay है? Around 13,500 crore is the outlay, and all states and UTs will be covered under the scheme. Some changes were there, recent changes. Maximum project cost from 25 to 50 lakh for manufacturing units. If you are going to establish a manufacturing unit, 50 lakh rupees will be given maximum, and 20 lakh for services units will be given. For redevelopment, up to 1 crore can be issued from the government, means second loan. Okay, now modified definition of industry in rural areas for PMEGP, and areas falling under Panchayati Raj institution to be accounted under rural area, where areas under municipality to be treated as urban area. ठीक है, सिंपल सी बात है. 73rd 74th अमेंडमेंट में पंचायत इज फॉर विलेज, म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज इज फॉर अर्बन एरियाज. तो उसी तरह से इसमें डिवीजन किया जाएगा. द एरियाज अंडर म्यूनिसिपैलिटी अर्बन, अंडर पंचायत सिस्टम रूरल. ओके, now this line is important. PMEGP applicants under aspirational district, transgender will be also be treated as special category applicants. Also, other special categories, SC/ST, women, minorities, they are also special category applicants. उसमें transgender and aspirational district 117, 112, 117 ही मानो, because in this economic survey budget also 117 has been mentioned, though 5 of West Bengal are still not under the control of central government. अभी उसको start नहीं किया है गवर्नमेंट ने वेस्ट बंगाल की, but still 117 are total. 112 operational है aspirational districts. So whatever comes, tick it accordingly. Okay, repayment schedule is 3 to 7 years after an initial moratorium, means total 10 साल तक का लोन हो सकता है. अगर 7 साल का लोन लियो तो 3 साल का मोरेटोरियम मिल सकता है. Means for 3 years you don't have to pay anything. After 3 years, when you say unit starts to manufacture something and you are ready and you are selling something, you are getting profit, then after 3 years you can start to pay back the loan. अब वो moratorium 1 साल का हो सकता है, 2 साल का हो सकता है, maximum 3 साल का हो सकता है. Okay, and maximum loan period can be 10 years including the moratorium. Now financial assistance we have seen. The maximum project cost 50 lakhs, maximum project cost for service unit 20 lakhs, cost of trading sector unit 10 lakh in northeastern region, LWA affected areas and Andaman and Nicobar Island. Cost of land should not included in the project cost, means land should be your own. Either take it on lease or buy it, but ये project cost का हिस्सा नहीं होगा. Okay. Now just see this. Okay. So for general category and special category SC/ST minority, northeast, women, aspirational district and transgender. These are special category. तो आपको beneficiary contribution कितना होगा? 10% for general category and 5% for special category. Now margin money, subsidy of the project cost, once upfront money that will be given is 15% in urban areas, 25% in rural, 25% in urban for special states, special category and 35% in rural special category. Remember this. If you want to remember some number, remember this, and 50 lakh and 20 lakh for manufacturing and services unit. थोड़ा changes है, so that's why remember it. Okay, not very important. This one is for RBI. It is not. For other things, it can be. So let us cover it. Okay, again I will wait. Okay, this table is important. Okay, so दो category है, general category and special category. General category means which are not special. Special category में SC/ST minority, women, northeast, transgender and aspirational district 170. तो बेनिफिशियरी कंट्रीब्यूशन भी रहेगा प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट का. मतलब अगर 100 करोड़ है, अगर 10 लाख रुपीज है आपका प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट, देन 1 lakh should be provided by you for general category, means 10% in the general category, 5% beneficiary contribution, means who are getting benefited, whose firm is going to be established. तो 5% देगा स्पेशल कैटेगरी में, 10% in general category. Okay, now margin money subsidy of the project cost means upfront, like down payment of the subsidy of the project cost, 15% in urban areas, 25% in rural areas for general category, again 25% in urban for special, and 35% of the margin money of the total project cost in the special category for rural. So this is a simple table, you can remember it. 15, 25, 25, 35 याद रखना है. तो 15, 25, 25, 35 margin money. Okay. Okay, now margin money is like upfront money. Margin money is like down payment. जो जब आप जैसे बैंक से लोन लेते हो तो you have to give certain amount to the bank. ठीक है, जिसको बोलते हैं डाउन पेमेंट. जस्ट लाइक दैट इज द मार्जिन money. ठीक है, वन टाइम पेमेंट 25% अप टू 25% एक बार में आपको मिल जाएगा. ऑफ द जैसे 50 लाख रुपए का आपको मिलने वाला है टोटल बेनिफिट, तो 25% ऑफ दैट 50 lakh विल बी गिवन अपफ्रंट. दैट इज मार्जिन मनी इनिशियली. Okay, now Union Minister inaugurates 3 national flagship program for ICAR, SEBA, New Delhi. Okay, now remember this name. Shri Purushottam Rupala, Union Minister for Fisheries and Animal Husbandry Dairying, inaugurated 3 flagship programs: Genetic Improvement Program for Indian White Shrimp, National Surveillance Program on Fish Disease and Aquaculture Insurance Product. तो एज द नेम सजेस्ट सबका काम वही है जो नाम लिखा है. सो नेशनल सर्वेलेंस प्रोग्राम फॉर एक्वेटिक एनिमल डिजीज इज लॉन्च्ड. ठीक है, बिकॉज इंडिया इज द थर्ड, अब ये सब याद कर सकते हो, इंडिया इज द थर्ड लार्जेस्ट फिश प्रोड्यूसिंग कंट्री विद फिश प्रोडक्शन ऑफ अराउंड 15 million metric ton. Not important for RBI but can be important for NABARD. Okay, now 7 lakh ton shrimps are exported. the country loses about 7,200 crore annually due to disease. अब disease से 7200 crore, around 7,200 crore if you are losing. So what we can do is we can start more surveillance for aquatic animal diseases so that our disease can come down. The first phase was also happened. The first phase में we have got positive results because there was a reduction in revenue losses due to diseases. So that's why we have to, that's why we are launching the phase 2 of this surveillance of aquatic animal diseases. So it will be approved under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana and it will be implemented at pan India level and all at pan India level, and the state fishery department along with marine product department are expected to play an important role. So basically ये phase 2 है और disease surveillance के लिए है so that our revenue losses due to diseases or death of fishes can come down. दूसरा है genetic improvement of India's white shrimp because we are heavily dependent upon single shrimp species and it can prove very detrimental in case of any disaster happening. So that's why there is a genetic improvement program or hybridization program for Indian white shrimp so that they can become disease resistant. Okay. Now outlay. The Department of Fisheries for the genetic improvement program of Indian white shrimp with an outlay of 25 crore under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Okay. My stream has stopped. Wait. Wait. The stream has. Okay. Now, aquaculture insurance product. अब insurance का काम क्या होता है? In case of any risk or any say untoward event, you get insured for your product. Okay, so India achieved around 430% growth in shrimp production. Not important. Important is this: the product charges differential premium based on location and requirement of the individual farmers from 3.7 to 7.7% of input cost, and farmers will be compensated up to 80% of total input cost in the event of crop loss. That will be more than 70% for the crop loss. ठीक है, depending upon where you are fish farming, wherever you are fish farming, आपका risk appetite कितना है, what is the risk involved in the fish farming in different areas, you will be charged up 3.7% से लेके 7.7% तक का premium and 80% of your loss will be input cost loss will be covered and 70% of the crop loss will be covered. ठीक. Now इसके मिनिस्टर गिरिराज जी थे. गिरिराज जी तो पंचायती राज वाले हैं. But yes, Purushottam Rupala is the Minister for Fisheries. Okay, now Vaibhav Fellowship Program, simple on National Science Day, 28 February, because C.V. Raman declared that he has established Raman effect or discovered Raman effect. So 28 February होता है अपना National Science Day. So Vaibhav Fellowship Scheme was launched. It is for the Indian diaspora abroad, means people who are studying in top 500 colleges of abroad can come to India and do research. For ये scheme 3 साल के लिए है and it will provide 2-month internship for these scholars from abroad to India. So NRIs, OCIs, PIOs, these NRI non-resident Indians, overseas citizens of India, and PIO तब खत्म हो चुका है, but still those who have PIO cards can come in India and start researching in India. Okay. And start researching in India. अब ये research करने के लिए from top 500 institution this fellowship is being provided. $5,000 मिलेगा, business class का ticket मिलेगा. So these are the things that the government is providing. So Vaibhav Fellowship Scheme for Indian diaspora abroad, Department of Science and Technology, facilitating academic research collaboration. Diaspora means Indians living abroad, Indians or Indian descendants, that is NRIs, who are living abroad for more than 1 year. 182 days when you take Indian tax laws. NRI means non-resident Indian, diaspora Indian. OCI means जिसके पास है overseas citizens of India card, means those who have given upon their Indian citizenship, इंडिया का पासपोर्ट दे चुके हैं, because India does not support dual passport और dual citizenship, तो उनको अपना Indian citizenship वापस करना पड़ता है in case they want to get a citizenship of certain country abroad, or they were born, let's say, in US, and but their parents were originally from India or grandparents were from India, then they are called overseas citizens of India. Okay, तो ये होती है Indian diaspora. Means whoever has an Indian genes in their blood is the Indian diaspora. Okay. Okay, now academic and research collaboration between Indian institution and the best institution in the world through mobility of faculty researcher from overseas institutions to India. तो applicant कौन कौन हो सकते हैं? NRIs, PIOs and OCIs currently living abroad, and the applicant must have a PhD, MD, MS degree from recognized university. Okay, and from top 500 QS world university ranking, मतलब top 500 research and development institute से ही होने चाहिए these NRIs, and who from India, who can support them? The top 200 institutes of India that have a NAC A grade and are there in the top 200 of NIRF ranking. The top 200 India वाले और top 500 foreign वाले मिलके they can, the top 500 institution educators of the world can come to India, or the fellowships can come to India for fellowships. Okay, and top 200 from Indian institutes will support the research. Okay, now simple this nature and duration of support. So the fellowship is tenable only in India and can be implemented in any recognized academic institution, national labs and other recognized research and development institution, and host institution should provide necessary administrative and infra support. Host institution means, for example, IIT Delhi, ठीक है, or NIT, let's say Allahabad, they can provide administrative and infra support, means they will provide them hostel facilities and everything. ठीक है. Fellowship is for 1 to 2 months each year for a period of 3 years. कितना grant मिलेगा? Around $5,000. International travel in business class and accommodation in 3 to 5-star hotel, contingency of rupees 1 lakh. So these will be provided to the people who are going to research in India. Also, the host institute will get 10 lakh rupees per year for hosting the scientist. That's all that is important. वो भी बहुत important नहीं, एक नंबर का क्वेश्चन आएगा जब भी आएगा. तो याद रखना है क्या है कि वैभव फेलोशिप प्रोग्राम इज फॉर द पीपल of Indian origin or NRIs living abroad and the government wanting them to come and research in India. Okay. Now Sansad Ratna Award 13th edition. Total 13 MPs have been chosen and lifetime awards will be given for the first time ever. Okay, 2010 से इसको बनाया गया and this is the 13th award. Important, not important. Okay. So simple this is because we studied about this yesterday. UIC, Union International, they came in International Union of Railway और RPF का एक there was going to happen a event. So we read about it in previous class. ठीक है, तो इसलिए important हो जाता है कि Jaipur Declaration is related to railway security. The Jaipur Declaration recently was signed between RPF and International Union of Railways. Okay, so it is related to railway safety. बस ये याद रखना है जयपुर डिक्लेरेशन के बारे में. Okay, science. Okay, now this W20 women happened in Aurangabad first and it will end in Jaipur. Okay, and then Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu. 3 इवेंट होंगे. औरंगाबाद से शुरू हुआ है, then Jaipur and then Mahabalipuram. 5 priority areas, just go through it once, don't try to mug it up. Okay, women in entrepreneurship, women leadership, building the gender digital divide, educational and skill development, and women and girl as change makers for the climate resilience action. तो ये 5 थे the 5 priority areas for W20 under the Indian presidency: entrepreneurship, leadership, okay, gender digital divide, skill development, and as climate change makers. These 5 are the priority areas. Just remember all this. Okay, now 5G test bed free of cost. Indigenous 5G test bed in India with a total cost of 224 crore rupees has been developed by the Department of Telecommunication in March 2018. Just remember this. The 8 collaborating institutions or these 8 IITs that collaborated for a 5G test bed. Now 6G test bed के ऊपर काम शुरू हो चुका है. It has already been launched by the PM. Okay, so indigenous 5G test bed was dedicated to the nation by the PM in 2022. That's all you have to remember. 5th जन औषधि दिवस on 7th of March 2023. जन औषधि दिवस why? क्योंकि जन आरोग्य प्रोग्राम एंड जन औषधि दवाई केंद्र were opened. ठीक है, तो इसका 5वां जन औषधि दिवस है. It has led to savings of around 20,000 crore for the government and the people on the cost of medicine because generic medicines are provided and generic medicine में research and development cost included नहीं होती. That's why they are 50 to 90% cheaper than the medicines provided in the open market. That's all you have to remember. Okay, now Indo-Danish Green Strategic Partnership. Abhi test bed? Okay, let's go back. Okay, so this is the test bed. Test bed means you provide them with certain, let's say, environment, metrics, and different situation, or they do case studies in a controlled environment. जैसे regulatory sandbox होता है ना, you do testings of your product in a controlled environment and not with, let's say, the the original world. आप एक controlled environment testing करते हैं. उसी तरह 5G test bed is for the use case of 5G in controlled environment to recognize the use case of 5G and develop more use cases for 5G wherever 5G can be used. So certain, so this test bed or like a test thing, जैसे एक test paper होता है ना, that to test you how you perform. वैसे ही 5G test bed is to test various products related to 5G and how they can be used इन डे टू डे लाइफ. तो ये होता है टेस्ट बेड. अब ये 5G के ऊपर टेस्ट हो रहा है, आगे जाके 6G के ऊपर एक टेस्ट बेड बनेगा. मींस रिक्वायर्ड मैट्रिक्स विल बी प्रोवाइडेड so that they will see and check whether 5G is applicable in this use case or not or that use case or not. ठीक है, that is test bed. ठीक है, indigenous 5G ये देखो लिखा भी हुआ. Indigenous 5G testbed provides an open 5G testbed that enables research and development team in Indian academia and industry to validate their products, prototypes, algorithms, and demonstrate various services. This is testbed. Now, Indo-Danish Green Strategic Partnership. Just remember, India with Denmark has a Green Strategic Partnership signed. ठीक है, इसके लिए एक joint statement release किया गया था. And this is Partner for Green and Sustainable Progress conference that was held in New Delhi. Okay, India Denmark agreed to further strengthen green strategic partnership. कुछ important चीजें हैं because India is also relying on it. Center for Excellence for Green Shipping because green shipping is India's forte now. 2030 तक we have to be world leaders in green shipping. Joint declaration of establishing Center of Excellence on dairy because before India, Denmark was top milk producing country of the world. So joint declaration for establishing a Center of Excellence on dairy. Now, Global Digital Health Partnership on India's invitation to improve public health through digital technologies has also been signed. Okay, that's all you have to remember. Okay, now National Science Day we have discussed 28th of February because discovery of Raman effect was done by C.V. Raman. He declared that he has discovered the Raman effect and got Nobel Prize for it in 1930. Okay, one-liners. This is important. The airport. The new airport in Shivamoga. Prime Minister has launched Shivamoga, the 9th airport in Karnataka, 600 crore that will be named after poet Kuvempu. Okay. Now the first G20 finance minister and central bank governor meeting in Bangalore, we have seen it without any joint declaration. And that's it. And this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Okay, flagship scheme Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Over 25 crore health record of individual have been linked through their Aadhaar ID. Ayushman Bharat Health Account ID. The digital mission has provided it that 25 crore ID has been linked, and any hospital that is under Ayushman Bharat scheme can go through the patient's profile from that. 25 crore, this is the number. That's all for today. The revision for PIB for February is over. We will cover our ESI classes from tomorrow. Okay, I hope you like the lecture. And अगर आज के लेक्चर से आपके नॉलेज में कोई वैल्यू ऐड हुआ है तो डू लाइक एंड शेयर. मिलते हैं इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. तब तक के लिए थैंक यू, बाय बाय. एंड इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज यू कैन रीच आउट टू मी ऑन टेलीग्राम. थैंक यू एवरीवन. पढ़ लेना एक बार खुद से भी. ओके, थैंक यू, बाय. अभी लेट्स सी हाउ नियर इज द एग्जाम. Okay, we will start from the first week itself, I will. Thank you.